Why narcissists
She's
hate
a
you?
narcissist.
Narcissists are known for their grandiosity, need for admiration and lack of empathy. But what's less talked about is the intense hatred narcissists often harbour, both toward themselves and toward others. In this in-depth video, we'll uncover why narcissists hate, the signs that a narcissist hates you, and how to protect yourself if you're the target of their loathing. We'll also answer critical questions like, do narcissists really hate you, or is it all an act?
Taz, I hate
What personality types do narcissists hate the most?
you. You hate me?
What are the long-term effects of being hated by a narcissist? And most importantly, how can you heal after experiencing narcissistic hatred? Grab a pen and paper, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the narcissist hates you and what you can do about it.
Do you hate me?
Narcissists' splitting and projection leads to hate.
I don't see black or white.
Narcissists tend to see the world in black and white terms.
Grey?
They categorize people as either all good or all bad through a process called splitting.
He's a narcissist.
Their intimate partners often start out being put on a pedestal and idealized. But once the narcissist feels criticized or let down in any way, they can quickly turn on them and split them black. Suddenly, the former loved one is deemed worthless, garbage, and the enemy. This is because the narcissist projected their own self-hatred onto them. The rage a narcissist feels toward their target is actually rage they inwardly feel toward themselves. But they cannot bear those painful emotions, so they get projected outward instead.
It's your fault.
This is why a once-beloved partner can overnight become the object of vitriol, rage, and campaign of hatred. The narcissist is now relating to that person as a hated extension of themselves. They despise in their partner the flaws they despise in themselves.
It's your responsibility.
Signs a narcissist hates you. So how can you tell if a narcissist hates you and has relegated you to their H*T list? Here are some key signs. Excessive criticism over minor issues, public humiliation and smear campaigns, rage episodes when you fail to provide narcissistic supply, blames you for their issues and shortcomings,
It's your responsibility.
tries to make you jealous and provoke reactions, accuses you of things they are guilty of themselves, takes pleasure in your pain and misfortune.
Your
If you notice your interactions with the narcissist involve much more devaluation, disgust, envy, and fixation on your flaws, that's a red flag their splitting has made you into a hated enemy in their eyes.
Do you hate me?
Why narcissists hate being ignored.
Why are you ignoring me?
Now that we understand narcissistic hatred, why are narcissists so bothered when they are the ones ignored or rejected?
Why are you ignoring
Attention, control, and protecting their fragile ego are core motivations for narcissists. So when you go no contact or withhold reactions to their provocations, it's incredibly threatening for several reasons. It shows they lack control over you. It deprives them of narcissistic
I
supply.
want to control you.
It brings up painful shame and fears of abandonment. Being ignored is essentially being treated as unimportant and powerless to the narcissist. Their huge yet fragile ego can't stand the implicit rejection,
You want me
so they will
controlled.
fight hard to regain your engagement. Expect excessive attempts to contact you, love bombing, threats and rage until they can get a response.
Why are you ignoring my calls?
The healthy path forward.
I just want to be free.
After experiencing narcissistic hatred, experiencing the wrath of a narcissist can leave you feeling worthless, confused, and traumatized. You may internalize the hatred and criticism, sabotaging yourself with lingering self-doubt and self-blame.
That's scary.
Or you may still feel tied to the narcissist, fearing their ability to destroy you.
I am scared.
Here are some steps to heal and reclaim your self-worth. Go no contact so their distorting projections about you cease infecting your mind and emotions.
No contact.
Seek counselling or join a support group to process the traumatic narcissistic abuse. Having an empathic, validating therapist reminds you that you have value.
Self-awareness.
Journal and meditate to tune into your inner guidance and true self again.
Where I belong.
Reflect on your core values to realign with your authentic desires. Confront negative self-talk arising from the narcissist's projections and begin nurturing yourself with compassion to overcome shame or a damaged self-image.
Where I belong.
Invest in relationships that allow for vulnerability, mutual support, and intimacy. Find people who you can be your true self around as you heal.
You have my support.
The narcissist's hatred says nothing about your worth or lovability as a person. Their disorder compels them to destroy loving bonds callously, but you can rise above to forge new healthy connections and rediscover the loving parts of yourself the narcissist tried to erase.
You can erase me?
The dark truth. Why narcissists really hate you. Narcissists despise in others the qualities they reject in themselves. Here are the key reasons the narcissist hates you. Empathy. They envy your ability to connect and understand others.
Don't you hate that?
It highlights their own emotional stuntedness, vulnerability. You can accept and work through feelings. They're terrified of their emotions. Authenticity. You're comfortable expressing your true self. Their false self rules them. Success. Your accomplishments arouse their secret feelings of inadequacy. Confidence. You don't depend on others for self-esteem. They're needy for supply. Independence. You think for yourself and won't blindly follow them. This threatens their quest for control. Morality. The ethical core you follow exposes their own lack of conscience.
That's all I need.
Courage. Standing up to them makes them experience their own cowardice in hiding. Your very essence at your healthiest reflects back to the narcissist everything they reject and dissociate from within themselves. That provokes volcanic envy and hatred. To feel good again, they have to destroy you, or at least your reputation. Types of people narcissists hate. We've seen why narcissists often despise those close to them. Here are the broad personality types that seem to provoke the most narcissistic aggression. Empaths. Their caring nature contrasts with the narcissist's lack of empathy. Empaths also make perfect targets for manipulation. Overly polite people. Their considerate nature signals weakness to the predatory narcissist. Vulnerable people.
That's all that's needed.
Whether anxious or abuse survivors, vulnerable people's neediness feeds narcissistic supply. Assertive people, those confident enough to call out the narcissist, threaten their sense of control. Optimistic people. Happy people repulse narcissists on a deep level. It threatens their worldview formed by trauma and insecurity. Authentic people. Genuine, expressive people expose the narcissist's fake persona.
I need these.
Successful and creative people. The narcissist craves the talents, lifestyle, and plaudits of these people. Independent and original thinkers. These strong minds resist the narcissist's manipulations and groupthink requirements. Of course, anyone who criticizes a narcissist or cuts off supply also earns a spot on their hate list. Reasons a narcissist hates. You're wondering why the narcissist in your life seems to despise, put down, or undercut you. Here are common reasons for their hatred. You achieve something they secretly envy. Prime narcissisticinjury territory. You have confidence and talents they feel inadequate in comparison to. You are happy in ways they feel unable to experience joy.
I need you.
You stood up to them instead of giving in to their demands. You exposed their lies, wrongdoings, or hypocrisy. You withdrew narcissistic supply by ignoring them or restricting contact. You bonded more closely with someone the narcissist considers their territory. Your empathy, compassion, or vulnerability makes you a perfect target for exploitation. The narcissist hates you for being a threat to their grandiose false self. Your attributes also mirror back their own flaws and vulnerabilities they despise.
Need to know what you have.
Healing from narcissistic hatred, recovering from the trauma of narcissistic hatred, is challenging, but possible. Here are some key steps to heal and build up a sense of self-worth if you've been the target of a narcissist's aggression. Seek counseling to process the abuse in a safe, understanding space. Avoid contact so the narcissist's skewed projections stop infecting you.
Can.
Journal to sort through your feelings and rediscover your truth apart from the narcissist's lies. Release repressed anger and pain through therapies like somatic experiencing. Identify your core values to reconnect with your authentic desires and needs. Build a community of healthy, supportive relationships to counteract the narcissist's isolation.
God, I love myself.
Become your own best friend through self-compassion. Combat shame and self-blame with understanding. Be gentle with yourself. Healing complex trauma takes time. Celebrate incremental wins. You deserve so much better than the narcissist's cruelty. With time, compassion, and the right support, their corrosive voice diminishes. Keep going until you feel whole, empowered, and free once more. In summary, narcissists harbour intense hatred, both toward themselves and others. Their splitting, unstable sense of identity and lack of empathy leave partners subject to the abrupt wrath of their projected self-loathing. Understanding why narcissists hate can empower you to recognize it's not about you. Healing is possible, especially with no contact, plus self-care and support. The narcissist's loss of control over you is ultimately a gain for your freedom and well-being. If you know someone struggling with narcissistic abuse, please share this video to help spread awareness.